Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 3. We're here on race 4 at Sewer Speedway 2, replacing the old Sewer Speedway. I think it's the first time this track is taking part in a season. We did a track showcase on it, if I remember correctly, quite a while ago. But it's replacing the original Sewer Speedway and taking its place. So, current standings, Marnie currently leading with 77 points, followed by Superboss with 74, and Jimmy tied with 62, as you can see on the screen. So let's go over to the track. So for those who may not remember it, this is Sewer Speedway 2, quite a bit bigger than the original Sewer Speedway, a lot more detail in it. We'll have a quick whiz around it before we get started. The starting grid is also quite different, so even though the positions are, as always, in reverse grid order from the previous race, it's not going to matter as much as we have a drop down start. I forgot to mention this is by Mr. Pants. We have a few tracks by Mr. Pants in this. Quite a good track maker. Let's definitely check them out. So they drop down and it's going to be a bit of a random start because they will scatter and it will see who can get off the line first, really. So whether the positions on the grid will make too much of a difference here, possibly not. So Sewer Speedway. I think even though this is number 2, this is basically the replacement for the original. Big redesign. So we have 2 layers, 2 different routes that go down and then break into 3. So you can see there's a shortcut straight through the middle. Or you have the shorter route and the longer route around the sides, which take you down into the toilet. From here, we enter the sewers. Lots of obstacles, lots of boosters, and I'm sure lots of chaos. If you're lucky enough, you'll go straight over the top of here, otherwise you're going to have lots of obstacles to tackle and slow down. Not ideal. I think, if I remember correctly, you can narrowly get through here. A nice little shortcut, if you are lucky. Otherwise, you'll be going around the sides, and then dropping down, and up, not down. As you can see, loads of pretty cool details on this track that we covered in the showcase. As we head deeper into the sewers, there's loads of possibilities for shortcuts. For position changes, you get another shortcut here to avoid the long hairpin route. More obstacles down at the bottom and then down into this pipe at the end. Just goes around and around and around. Quite a long tour. Down this straight. Down once again to the final layer. See all these mix of pipes that all have different routes to take, different speeds, chances again for gaining and losing positions and time, and then into the vortex there, the teleporter that takes you back up to the top. So a little bit different to the way the first one ended, which was a big pipe that took you all the way to the top. This one just teleports you straight out towards the finish line, which could be a little bit cleaner if you fall into it. You could have some chaos in the first one with people getting stuck or dropping on the pipe that took you back up to the start. But with that quick whiz through, see if you can do well this time. We'll see what happens. But of course, it's still early on, so there's still all to play for. Loads of races ahead to get some big points. But let's get these races spawned in and hit a pause on the time. So 8 laps should be long enough. Everyone is basically starting equal to each other in this, even though there is the reverse grid. Like I said, everyone is pretty much equal on this starting point. And because no one is a layer behind, there shouldn't be too much colliding on the drop down. It might just be a side-by-side sprint. Ideally, you're going to want to be in one of the middle positions. So between Were, Iceman, Azure, and Cheese, probably in the ideal positions at the start here, but we will see with the drop down. And let's get this race underway. Sewer Speedway 2. Here we go as the lights go green. And they are off. In fact, everyone so far making it quite clean. It's going to be hard to see them through here because the pipes are all solid, so we're going to have to get a bit of a view from the outside and see who actually comes out first. As we see Demon getting the shortcut, Pesky Bird getting the shortcut off the get-go. Everyone going through quite quick, so let's slow it down once more here. Pesky Bird gets the drop down very fast, so brilliant start there for Pesky Bird. Demon just behind, having a rough season so far. So good start into this race, and Cheese wanting to go for the middle shortcut but doesn't quite have the speed. And is not going to budge. Going to be quite persistent with this, quite stubborn. To the point that they're just going to give up and go, well, you know what? I'm just going to stay here. So unfortunately, this early on, it looks like it's going to be a race over for Cheese. We've got Superboss and Jimmy still going around quite far behind. So let's go catch up with the front runners here. So I think, do we have Pesky Bird currently in the lead? I don't think they've gone through a checkpoint to update, although Azur's just managed to get the shortcut. So I think Azur is leading now. What's going on with Demon over here? Demon just keeps bouncing up and down. What's going on? Oh no, Demon is in the lead. I'm getting a little bit lost. It is definitely one of the more confusing tracks to follow, especially with all the walls and different routes. So Demon is leading. In fact, Boer has now come through out of nowhere pretty much to take the lead with a few shortcuts. Like I say, it's hard to track everyone on a track like this. It is very chaotic and very obstructive. So up at the front, we have Boer dropping down into the next section. We'll see if anyone does manage to get the shortcut. Demon and Pesky Bird missing it. So Demon second, Pesky Bird third. Currently there is a block over the shortcut, so someone would have to push that out of the way if they wanted to get through. So it doesn't look like anyone will. So you drop down, head back to the front runners again. Demon with a bit of a bounce back off one of the spinners. We're currently still holding the lead. Bit of a setback there. It's going to give Pesky Bird a chance with a good straight run through. And Pesky Bird does make the lunge past going up into first. But Boer is not going to give it up that easy. Battling it out into the pipe. Just like Demon is also going to take the same route. Boer and Pesky Bird are battling it out through this pipe. But Iceman out of nowhere is going to come around the side. Doesn't get a good entrance into there though. Doesn't quite hit the portal as quick as Boer and Pesky Bird. But we'll be battling with Demon instead for that third position. Where have they gone? And this pipe, not the one above. Now Boer is going to set Cheese free, but that's costly on Boer's part, as that knocked Boer clean off the shortcut, which Demon then went on to take. So we'll see what happens here. Collision almost. That could have been beneficial for both of them, but I think the shortcut is going to come in here for Demon. It does. Very beneficial. Iceman as well, the shortcut. Manu with the shortcut going up from 8th, flying up to 4th. We're currently holding the fastest lap after the first lap. We're always helping other people, even if it costs them time. Pesky Bird has got stuck in one of the spinners. A disaster right there. We'll see how long they do remain stuck there. That could be what Cheese needs, a couple more people to get stuck so Cheese can make back some positions. So Demon, Marnie and Azur skipping over the holes there. Gonna go catch up with Boer here as well. And Iceman absolutely storming ahead. Let's go see where they are. So Iceman dropped down and now onto the long straight. See how well they do through there. It doesn't look like anyone else is dropping down yet. Azur gets the shortcut. That could be big to try and chase down Iceman. Look like Boer got a little bit stuck and held up. So everyone grouped together in the middle here. Cheese making some good time now that they're on the move again. Could have been quite a good run for them if they hadn't got stuck at the start. But it looks like Iceman is still storming off ahead. Azur just dropping into the pipe now to try and chase Iceman down. Pesky Bird now in third. And Iceman already across the line. Fastest lap, a very good lap by Iceman there. Great use of the shortcuts. Azur's going to drop in now and go through an 8-second gap. Quite a big gap from first to second. Cheese trying to make back that lap's worth of time, but it's going to be tricky. Pesky Bird with a better release, better choice of pipe there. However, not so good in the long run. It's a quick release, but you end up going wide, meaning it takes longer to drop into the portal to finish your lap. Now, that could come into play on the final laps of the race. Now let's see where Iceman is. So Iceman is in the toilet bowl still. Spending quite a lot of time in here actually, and this could be a big chance for Marnie. It is going to come through, and Super Boss is in trouble. We're going to go take a look. Super Boss has managed to get stuck on one of the triangles. So an unfortunate end to Super Boss's race there. They're going to be at least a lap down if anyone sets them free. And then we have Demon just coming into the bowl to join Boer, Cheese and Pesky Bird. But going back up to the front, it's Marnie and Iceman battling it out, both going opposite sides here. So we'll see who makes it round the fastest. But Azur's just going to come through and go, I'm just going to take this route. I'm just going to take the quick route. Going to get the shortcut. And beat them both. So Azur now moving up to the top spot. Iceman clearly having the quicker route over Marnie there is going to be second and Marnie third. Marnie being quite consistent so far through these races, picking up some decent points to put them in the #1 spot. And Azur also having quite a good season so far. Iceman's been having some difficulties, so if they can keep this one up and not run out of momentum by the end, this could be big. Azur managed to get another shortcut, just showing how it's done. Very good at the shortcut routes on this track, clearly. And Cheese also getting the shortcut and blocking Marnie out there. A bit of defensive play to help Iceman and Pesky Bird, but that left side just doesn't seem to be that quick through that section. And Pesky Bird losing quite a bit of time means Boer might actually come through here and get the overtake. I've managed to go under them a bit too far. Come back out there. Mine is actually traveling over the top of the pipes instead of through them. Super Boss still not set free. See, Cheese actually putting in some good work here trying to fight back, but I don't think they're going to be able to pull a whole lap back. However, they have now officially passed Super Boss, so that is points, and Pesky Bird setting Super Boss free, which means Super Boss and Cheese are now in a race of their own. The Iceman going into the pipe, then Boer, Superboss and Pesky Bird. Jimmy and Demon trailing a little bit behind. And coming out of the pipes. See Boer and Iceman colliding. Going to be neck and neck as we fly back up to the top. And they are side by side going 2 different routes through this section. We'll see Marnie, they're going a little bit slow. Means Iceman is going to come flying past. Boer might also get the overtake, which they do. Iceman even getting the shortcut. This could be a chance to take first away from Reserve. Boer getting held up by the spinners. Iceman does. Iceman's through already. Pesky Bird comes flying in as well. And there goes Azur dropping down. So Iceman currently with the fastest lap. And in first. Then Azur followed by Pesky Bird in third. Superboss dropping down. Still a lap behind. And it's Marnie and Boer still going around. Looks like Marnie will be dropping down first. See Demon just entering the bowl. Now go up ahead. You can see Cheese is doing really well. It is very unfortunate that they are a lap behind, because they are doing very well right now, making up some great time. Got our race leader, Pesky Bird, dropping through the shortcut, but Iceman is just quick enough to keep holding this lead. So it's going to be close here. Iceman and Pesky Bird are going to be battling for first, as we are halfway through the race. Superboss getting the shortcut. Shame they are a lap down. See Pesky Bird losing a bit of time here, struggling, hugging the inside wall. This is a good chance for Iceman to make a bit of a breakaway. And Azur, I didn't even realise Azur's currently in first. I'm saying Iceman, oh, Iceman with a great shortcut. Absolutely brilliant, taking that first spot back again. I was saying there's a battle between Iceman and Pesky Bird, but Azur really putting up a fight here, trying to keep that top spot, trying to keep the consistency going. Iceman's showing that they've still got potential after the rocky start to the season. It's going to be leading into the pipe. Azur in second. Pesky Bird dropping quite a bit, going slow through that section. Means Marnie and Boer are going to be in front. And a good block there, but Boer's going to take a different route, hit the boosters, try and get a different line. And it looks like it's going to pay off. Marnie trying to block Boer, resulting in Boer taking a quicker route through, although a big hit at the end there could be costly. But Boer is going to beat Marnie into the pipe. And Pesky Bird just following along with Demon. And it's like Boer had a much better run through those pipes. We're going to head back to the front runners here. Iceman with quite a lead building. We'll see if Azur can get the shortcut though, try and close that down. It's a good line, a very good line, and an incredible drop down. But it's just not quite quick enough, as Iceman is already on the move again. Iceman putting in the pace now. But Azur also getting the run along the top here. This could be just what they need. Straight over. But Iceman's going to counter that with a shortcut of their own. Both also dropping through the hole. They're going to be side by side here. A very close race up at the front on lap 5. Iceman still holding fastest lap. Azur's going to make a lunge up the inside. He's going to move up into first place. The bounce there, Azur's going to get another shortcut. It is shortcut after shortcut. Azur seems to know them all. It's just going to get them one after another. Anything to stay in front of Iceman here. And is now pulling away a perfect line through there. Don't think they could have done that any better. It's So Azur is going to make a big breakaway in the lead. Iceman now making their way through. The line not quite as good, getting blocked out by one of the spinners. Unfortunately, not getting the shortcut either, just narrowly missing. See Boer making their way through in third. It's going to be taking the opposite side to the other two. And then there's quite a gap back. So the top three are pulling away quite a bit here. Behind we can see Marnie. Jimmy has managed to gain some positions after a slow start. Now in fifth. Demon just behind in sixth. Then Pesky Bird kind of dropping off in this lap a bit. Now down in seventh. So is Azur already onto the next lap? Yes, they are. Lap 6. Azur is already on the move on the next lap. So quite a big lead for Azur here. Fastest lap as well. Trying to pick up as many points as possible. Let's see where Iceman only just coming through. 20-second lead. That is a huge lead for Azur. And here comes Boer. 4 seconds between Iceman and Boer. So Boer's going to be hunting Iceman down, looking to take that second spot. And this route here might just do it. It's going to be close. And Boer's going to get the shortcut as well. This could be huge for Boer. Azur's already dropped down to make sure they don't lose out on that position. Boer narrowly missing the perfect drop down, but does go down in second now. And we'll be hunting down Azur in first. Flying through the spinners. Weaving left and right. Does hit the last one. But a perfect landing up here as well. Boer is now bringing out all the stops on this hunt. Big Boer moment. But Iceman is not far behind. And Jimmy actually making some great time catching up with the top three. Now in fourth position. So we go and see where Azur is right now. Azur still making incredible time around this track. Hitting all the necessary shortcuts to maintain this lead. But can they keep this momentum up to the very end? As you can see further back, there's been a big moment here as Iceman and Boer both blocking each other off on the spinner. Iceman is just going to slightly outmuscle to pull it round, finally deciding which way they want to go. They could have been stuck there for a lot longer. Stubbornness costing them. Iceman's managed to get stuck on the edge. This is a disaster for Iceman. Boer's broken away with Jimmy just behind, but this means Azur's going to have a massive lead, making loads of time. But this is not good for Iceman. They're going to need someone to knock them free. After such a strong run so far, but it looks like someone is going to come through. Marnie's going to come through and give them a nudge, get them going again. The race is not over yet for Iceman. It is a rough start to the season. It is a rough start to the season, but it is early. Anything can happen. We've seen crazy things happen in these seasons. There's a rough landing there for Demon. Marnie in fourth. Going to go up towards the front now. Have a look at the front runners. Little aerial view as it looks like Jimmy has moved up to second. After a really poor start, Jimmy has really pulled it out in these final few laps. But Boer has the better route going into the bowl, even nailing the shortcut. Azur absolutely miles ahead though. With that setback between Boer and Iceman, Azur is storming away with the lead. Word drops down in second. Jimmy not far behind, but is going to be going around the bowl for a little bit longer. And you know what? Iceman is in fourth, so a good recovery after that disaster of a stop. But has recovered up to fourth place with Demon getting the overtake here. He's going to try and take that fourth place away. And will do it. They'll also get the shortcut dropping into the bowl. So Iceman's going to be in fifth. Then Marnie losing a bit of time back there in sixth. So we follow Demon through the pipe. Almost getting a bit stuck there. You can see Cheese and Superboss having their own battle. Superboss currently winning it. So every point matters. Gonna go see what's going on with Azure here. Absolutely miles ahead. A dominant performance by Azure on this track. And I think they're also going to be keeping hold of that fastest lap. Although Boer is gaining, considering how far ahead Azure was. Boer's had a very strong lap, so has Jimmy. Or has Azure had a bad lap? But it is now close, and Boer having some difficulties there means Jimmy's going to sneak through. And he's going to set up that spinner horribly to slow Boer down even further. So that'll drop Boer to third, Jimmy up to second. So we're heading towards the final lap. See further back. Obviously Pesky Bird. I'll say obviously Pesky Bird. Pesky Bird jumping up to fifth with a big shortcut. Iceman and Marnie battling it out for sixth. But Iceman is going to keep hold of that position. We're going to go down and see what's going on with Boer and Jimmy. The battle for second. It's a bad line for Boer on the end, but actually does alright. Deals with it quite alright there. Could have been a worse bounce. Manages to get the middle pipe as well. So see what happens here. A lot more speed by Boer, but is that going to be a good thing? It pays off. Boer drops in just before Jimmy as we head back up to the top and see where they come out. Jimmy's going to get a better run through, going to be on the left side, and it's going to have the best run going into the bowl as well. So Jimmy's going to take second into the bowl. Azure just dropping down through the bowl, so still quite a good lead there up at the front as we're on the final lap of the race. And the positions currently are Azure in first, then Jimmy, Boer, Demon, Iceman, Marnie, Pesky Bird, Superboss, and then Cheese. Pesky Bird does seem to be bouncing around the positions a little bit. Imagine to get up a couple of positions to then lose them again. So a bit of a battle going on around the 5th, 6th and 7th positions. See Boer dropping down and we'll be chasing down Jimmy. Jimmy chasing down Azure. But will they be able to do it before the end of the lap? Or is Azure's dominant performance going to be too much? See what happens with Boer here. Will they be able to get the shortcut? That is the question. They can get this drop down. This might be what they need to get past Jimmy here. And they do. They do get it. They get the other drop down as well, but it is not quite enough. Jimmy going very quick around this section is just going to keep hold of that second place. But the chase is still on. Boer's going to keep on chasing down Jimmy. Jimmy getting a little bit stuck on the inside. Iceman hoping for P5 at this point. Currently in P4. It's a rough landing here for Boer. Not going to get the shortcut there. Azure is still ahead, but not by as much. Jimmy does have a chance, although if they're going to do anything, it's going to have to be soon as we're coming up to the final section of the race. Gonna look behind and see if Boer's going to get the shortcut. It does not look like it. They'll be taking the right pipe. So you follow us into the final section. Into the pipe. A little bit slow in, but they do have time to spare. Down the final straight. We're going to go flying up to the finish line. And we should see us coming out here any second. There we go. And as taking the win on Sewer Speedway 2, a very, very dominant performance. Holding a very, very strong lead through most of that. Jimmy comes through to take second after a not so good start. It looks like he's going to have the fastest lap as well for the extra point. So a very strong performance today from Zer. Now Boer's about to make their way in as well. And we'll take third. So a pretty good performance from Boer after a rough start to the season. Now the action here. Iceman and Peskybird are battling out for that fourth position. Iceman really hoping to get the fourth position and the points after also a rocky start to this season. Peskybird is going to get the quick line through. We're going to see what happens at the top. Peskybird might have the better line through, but no, Iceman does just dive in time. Is going to secure fourth place. After almost looking like the race was over, Peskybird does manage to recover a fourth place. Peskybird with a fifth place. Marnie is going to take a sixth. Lowest position of the season so far for Marnie, with the first few races doing quite consistently. Demon's going to take seventh. The first time this season, Demon hasn't finished eighth. They've managed to gain a position, and every point matters. And then we have Superboss and Cheese, who we speed things up a little bit, I think, are going to DNF. And so I imagine it will be Superboss taking 8th and Cheese taking 9th. We will wait for this to count down 60 seconds for the DNF to kick in. No, they're battling, in fact. They are battling it out all the way down to the countdown. Hold on. I thought there was more of a gap. But there is a battle. During the last 60 seconds before the DNF kicks in, who's going to take the 8th place? And they might actually make it to the line before the DNF timer. They are a lot further round than I was expecting. See, Cheese taking the middle route, but Superboss had a great run down that pipe. And there you go, the DNF does kick in just before they get to the line. But it did look like Superboss was going to be taking the lead across the line. In fact, no. You know, everything I say, just ignore it. Cheese, if it was down to the line, Cheese looked like they were going to have it. But unfortunately, the DNF timer kicked in just before they could make it. Well, Superboss already gone through and I haven't seen it. Superboss has already gone through. Just ignore what I'm saying at the moment. You know what? Just ignore all of it. Superboss went through clearly while I was going up and I missed it. So Superboss took 8th and Cheese took 9th. There we go. You can clear all that up. Ignore everything I said just before that. Right, have a quick look at the chat in that exciting end. Yeah, GG's to Azure. Of course, we'll go to the winner. The winner cam. We're happy with 3rd place. Better than the previous races, definitely. Peskybird just with a damn it. Iceman has to take it for what it is. Other races on the same weekdays going forward. So yeah, the schedule is in the Discord. So the plan is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And it's, I think it's 7, 8, 7, 7 in UK time. Which would be BST right now, because we're in British summertime. Yeah, good race. Good race. I agree. But now I'm going to go over and put in the results in the standings, and we'll see how this changes things. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Alright, the results have been entered into the leaderboard, and let's head over and take a look at the new standings. So after that race, Azur is now in the #1 position. They are now first with 93 points, just 1 point ahead of Marnie at 92. That fastest lap point came in just to take the edge for that extra point. Jimmy is now tied with Superboss for third with 87 points. And then we have Pesky Bird in 5th, Iceman in 6th, Boer in 7th, Cheese in 8th, and Demon in 9th, having a bit of a rough season so far. But we're only 4 races in. As you can see, there are plenty of tracks still to go. Next up, we have the Sandstone Magcore, another new track, which was featured in a track showcase, but has not been in a season before. So you have that to look forward to tomorrow. And tomorrow's stream will be an hour later than this one, just keep that in mind. So, quite an exciting race, changing up the standings a little bit at the top. Still plenty to play for. But that is going to do it for this stream. You're going to be slowly climbing, says Boer. Yep, I mean, you can do the slow climb. As I say, plenty of tracks, plenty of races still to come. Still opportunities to pick up some big points and make your way up the standings. And of course, top 3 get prizes. We've got a £50 prize pool spread across the top 3. The details of that are at the start of all the streams, and you can also find them in the Discord. So the winner gets 25, second place gets 15, and third gets 10, all in the Great British Pound. Yeah, our first cash prizes. So your aim is them top 3 spots. And the future aim is obviously to, if we keep getting good engagement in this and people enjoying it, and more people taking part, is to up those prize pools for bigger prizes, and more excitement, more fun for everyone. But that is going to do it for this one. A good race by everyone. GG's again to Azur on the win. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.